What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. Here we are in a Freightliner Inspiration. As you can see, it's raining. Doesn't look like it's raining that hard, but from the inside, you can't see nothing. So basically, I didn't really do much to this truck. I left it as it was as far as the rims, tires. I just put the lights on the bottom. I didn't have to put them on individually. I just put them on there. I changed up the grille. I put on a bug shield, changed up the fog lights from blue to white, and changed the mirrors from black to the color of the vehicle, which I picked was bronze. So yeah, stop raining. It's from the inside. Oh yeah, I have misguided realistic weather, I think it's called. I'll put it in the description. I got it from the Steam Workshop. Seems like everybody's using it, so I figure I'd give it a try, see what it looks like, and it does look pretty realistic. It's a little bit overboard as far as not being able to see out the windows at times, but I'll try it out for this episode. Am I still in reverse? Let's see where we're going. We're going to Oxnard, ADM, California. I believe we're in Las Vegas still, or Prim, one of the two. It's about 334 miles, so it's pretty far, and it's a regular delivery. So let's get started. I don't think we can go to. I believe we can go that to the right. It's better off going to the left because there's nothing really here in our way. Yeah. And I do like, as far as the weather pack goes, that the mirrors are on the inside of the vehicles as opposed to the outside of the vehicle. So I like that about it, because I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't see that outside mirror at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed your... it should be a Tuesday or Monday when this comes out, so I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Hope you enjoyed the tow truck video. I was pretty wrong about some of the stuff. Come on, let's get around that real quick. I think we're going to hit it. Probably slid against it. That's what she said. Never mind. So, as far as the tow truck video goes, the truck that I was hauling was JDM's mod. I was convinced it was somebody else's because I couldn't find him. I couldn't find those mods, but once I put in somebody else's mod, I found his mod. Whoa! That was a mistake there. Turn off my lights, I don't need them anymore. Yeah, once I put in somebody else's towable trailers, then I found his. So the ones that look like, what do they look like? They kind of look like a Freightliner. They kind of look like this truck, but not so fancy. Or maybe it was, I don't know. They look like, what is that other Freightliner that they have? Not this Inspiration, because I believe this is like their Freightliner's version of Tesla, Freightliner's Tesla. It's supposed to be electric, I believe, because it is autonomous. It says it's autonomous. I don't know how to work that. I don't know how to get that part to work. I didn't really do that much research. I just read, what stuff you could do to it as far as when I downloaded the mod. So, but it looks like either a Cascadia, his JDM's mods are towable mods, and the other one's 389 and Kenworth T800 or something like that. No, Kenworth W900. There's a towable W900. There's those big, long with the heavy hulls. Those aren't JDMs. The ones that are JDMs are the Cascadias. So, yeah, I was pretty wrong about that. As I normally am. And then I get back to you guys and tell you guys what's really going on. It seems, I don't know about you guys. Why is there a stop sign right there? That's strange. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. It seems too bright. It might be because I'm using misguided deal. Where would that be at? I think that'd be under gameplay. No, graphics. Yeah, I have that up there pretty high. Let's try that. Reload that. No, not gonna reload. Still looks, doesn't look as bright. The trees were kind of like way too bright for me. Nope, wrong one. And when I was talking about gearing, when I always said, "Oh, that's too high. Oh, that's too high," I meant RPMs are too high. Not I meant too high of a gear. I'm actually in. Obviously, you guys probably figured this out. I'm actually in too low of a gear when I say that. I'm sure you guys figured that out. Just by the way I say that, because I'll go from like 6th gear into like 4th, trying to slow down instead of staying in 6th, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's too high." I'll say that's too high of a gear, but what I really mean is that's too high of a RPM. It's too low of a gear. So I apologize about that. Little things here and there bug me when I go back and watch my own videos and see the mispronunciation, misuses of words, and then saying what I said about the gearing, but can't really change it. So, I mean, if I had editing software, yeah, I could probably go voice over it, but that wouldn't be living in the moment. That would be it would just be an edit, and it would probably sound a lot different. So when you go and change the mirrors in this Freightliner Inspiration, it changes the ones on the inside, not the ones on the outside. So that's kind of strange. And I believe the bottom mirror is, it's a front-facing mirror. So I just barely noticed that right now. You can't change that at all. I don't know why you need a front-facing mirror. But then again, if it's supposed to be autonomous, then I guess that would be that. But this road is super bright. But I am also using realistic roads, so that probably might be the case. I know we ran into this road deal last time that I did this, and that's why I ended up taking it out, taking the mod out, because the roads were just way too bright. I just went to this website called Top 15 Mods that people are using for currently, and it was just like realistic real company logos, real gas stations, real roads, real vegetation, real mountains, realistic weather. It was nothing about trucks, but it also said something in the comments about people like to add their own trucks in the videos, or to personalize their game. So yeah. So if I'm using 15 and if I'm using I'm not using all of them, but I'm using about 10 of them, and then a couple on top of that. You can see how that would get, how you would obviously get to 30 mods without even trying. I'm going kind of quick. If these roads don't sound real, that sounds like a Dodge Charger. I mean, I can see on the roads. I just wonder how it's going to come out on when I encode it and upload it. I don't want the roads to be as bright as the vegetation around us, because in the mirrors the roads look great. It's just looking ahead of us where it just looks horrible. Not sure I'm hoping it just gets to nighttime relatively quickly. It's already 3 p.m., so it should be nighttime around 6 or 7, which goes pretty quickly. So I hope you guys don't mind this. Maybe I don't know what I'm going to do. Just has to do with mods. I'll take out the realistic roads after this episode, see if that's causing it, or maybe it's the enhanced vegetation, or it could be anything that I added from that video, or from the 2019 ATS best mods that I googled. I did also put in different realistic truck sounds. Everything is fine except for the roads. They're coming over to this lane. There's no engine brake at all. I was not going to put in, whoa, dude. I was not going to put in, I believe it's also misguided, traffic density. I wasn't going to mess with that one at all, because I think we have enough traffic as it is. I don't think we really need to mess around with the traffic. Unless we're in like Los Angeles, then I'd understand where traffic could be a pain, or San Diego where traffic could be a pain, but in the middle of the desert, I don't think there needs to be bumper-to-bumper traffic. That's just my preference. So yeah, it is probably the realistic roads. As you can see, these roads are black. The other ones that we're coming up on are super bad. Yeah, they're just way too bright. I mean, and I could break down the brightness, but I don't think it's going to change anything, because I believe the realistic roads and the enhanced vegetation and all those changed the brightness. Those mods change brightness on their own. Like in the mod itself, it changes the brightness and the contrast and the sharpness and the white balance. It changes it all when you change up mods. I got pulled over, a little bit of lag when we looked over there. Well, we didn't really look over there, but when I looked over there, I saw a little bit of lag. We're right in the lane. Even though I can see these lanes, I'm always right in the right-hand lane. Or the sleeper strips, these things. Oh, they're not here. close to this guy. So I believe the next truck I'm going to try will be... I was going to go over... is either somebody else's 379. I believe it's just called a custom 379. There's also... what else did I put in there? I just can't think of it at the moment. Oh, instead of the W990, I'm going to see if the W880 works. It's just it's the same, it looks exactly the same, but it seems to be a little bit more stable than the W990. It's the W880. I don't know what the differences are between those two trucks. I mean, they look exactly the same, but maybe in real life, I believe in real life, one's used as like a dump truck and the other one's used as like a semi. Like it has a smaller motor. That's what I think anyways. Going up the hill. Truck lane. Highway protective. I put it on cruise control, but it's not. It's obviously not autonomous. I'm still driving it. And there's no options to tell you how to keep it or how to make it autonomous. So it would just be me pressing a bunch of different buttons to try and figure out if you can even make a vehicle autonomous in this game. It'd be awesome if you could, but I know a lot of trucks say autonomous, but I don't know how to make that happen. Alright. Feels like we're going downhill, even though it looks like we're going uphill. I do like the change of screen. When you put it on cruise control, it goes to blue. I like certain things happening. Like, just kind of like how I like the pressing of the buttons and how they actually do something. So now we're going downhill, gaining speed. I'm hitting our engine brake to maintain 55. I know what I was going to do. I was going to turn on traffic offenses. That's what I was going to do. Just to see how many I get. How many rules I break. I never turned it on in the beginning because I never had enough money. And then I just became accustomed to keeping it off as far as, and the sleeping thing. The sleeping thing is cool if you're like doing a super long haul and you want to keep everything somewhat legit. Those are always super bad. If there's somebody there, it's done. Because you can't stop in time. All these mirrors we have up. I wish there was a smaller version of the mirror. Because I'm already using the tiny version, just for driving around. I wish there was a smaller version, just to see if there's somebody there, as opposed to constantly looking over, which would be realistic, but not in the right lane. wait a second. Escape, hold on. Freeze. Are we getting off the freeway to get just back on again? Yes. Yeah. We don't need to do that. That would be pointless. I don't know why it makes you do that. I mean, I'd understand if like you had an option checked for resting or having to get gas, but I mean, you should stay on the freeway because there's a couple exits that do that. This one has always been a problem for this game. I mean, I don't know if it's a problem, I don't know if it's a bug fix, or if they want you to go down that road because there's a gas station and there's sleeping. I'd understand if my drop-off was there, or if I needed to get gas, then I'd make a waypoint for myself. But there's no reason not to use this interchange since they made it. But I believe they made this interchange after the fact of making this game. Obviously after they made the game, but it was like a couple updates later that they made that interchange so you could go straight into the city instead of having to get off on that exit and then make a left and then go through the city that way. So in the next update, which probably won't, I mean, we'll probably get a beta version pretty soon. Well, I don't know if they're updating Washington. I don't know if they're making that the entire thing. So I don't know when the beta version's going to come out. But I know that we're going to get new trailers. I'm all right in this line. We're going to get new trailers, or different trailers. We're also going to get, I thought we were going to get a new truck, but I don't see that in the notes anymore. And I just read the notes before I started playing today. At some point, they were talking about bringing in like Freightliner or something like that. I don't remember the company or the truck, but I know at some point they were talking about bringing in another truck. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But it all comes down to licensing. And if they don't have the licensing to do it, then it's just not going to happen. And from what I see, you know, it took 2 years, well, yeah, a year and a half for Volvo to come out. Still writing this line. I forgot what that Jeep's called. Patriot? No. Forgot what that one's called. I don't think it's a Cherokee. No, it's not a Cherokee. But anyway, so trailers, I don't see the truck anymore. I know Washington's going to look pretty awesome when it comes out. They're showing a lot of pictures. If you do play this game, you'll see it in the Steam news feed. And they're also making trailers so you can haul like 3 double... Oh, now we're going to get back over. 3 double cab trucks. They almost hit each other. This Voyager. Like 3... Waiting to see if this guy's got to get over. I don't think he does. So like 3 of these trucks without the trailers, basically. I believe it is a Kenworth too. A Kenworth dealership where they make a bunch of different parts for the truck. So like you would see, you know, a truck hauling 3 other trucks behind it, like in real life. I'm sure you've seen it before. I don't know how they get them off of there. I don't know. I've seen a tow truck company that I do follow on what I get. That's what I get. Yeah. I was hitting the wrong button. Sorry, I made you sit through a whole light. People, my double foot isn't working right now. I do watch a towing company on YouTube. I watch a couple of them actually. They have rotators, and they'll use the rotator to lift the. They're normally like, well, from what I've seen, they're normally international pro stars are the only ones I've really seen them haul. I mean, I'm sure there's other ones, but the tow truck will lift them off. Lift each and every one of them off. And then the guy will like start them or something. They won't start for a while because they've been in that lifted position for so long. We're going through Lag City right now. I was only going slow right here because of the train track. I didn't want to get stuck, but something's loading. Something's loading and I don't like it. Come on. Figure your life out, please. I don't know what's so wrong with this part of the game. This part of the city is just frame rate drop so bad. Super bad. Still bad. Maybe once we get in here it'll go away, hopefully. Because I don't want my backup to be like this. Alright, that seemed to fix something. No? Still. Where are we going? It's all loading in. The shadows are loading in. I don't know. Oh, we're parking back there. Come on! The shadows are lagging right now. You can look at the truck and just see it. I apologize about this, guys. I don't know what's going on. This area just is having a Lag City frame rate droppage. It's like when you're playing GTA and the city disappears. That's what it feels like. But the city's not disappearing, it's just all the frame rates are dropping. I mean, all the shadows are dropping and then keep loading back in. It's probably an error of some sort. I mean, I know it's an error, but hopefully we can park this thing. Yeah, even the shadows on my truck aren't loading. Never had that issue before. I'm sure Peter's had the issue. Peter plays this game in American Truck as well. Like I said, I'm just pretty much gonna go in and take out the vegetation mod and the roads mod because I never seemed to have this issue before. until I put in these 2 mods. And I'm only using this backup version. I mean this backup cam, so you don't, so it doesn't seem so bad. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this position because this game's having an issue right now, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. So let's drop this off. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Excellent. Las Vegas to Oxnard, 340 miles, 6 hours, 56 minutes, 73.4 gallons consumed. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I mean, I think I know what it is, so I'm going to go and change that. Apologize about this episode, guys. From the roads to everything else. Maybe I'll do another episode with this truck if you do like it. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Take care. Get off the phone! Peace out.